Hello and a very good afternoon to you from sunny Spain. We're here about 16:49 in the evening, kind of 10 to 5. And we just wanted to say a very, very happy new year to you guys from Cafe Networking. And we wanted to just have a little discussion about where networking is going in 2021 and how we can help you guys, how we're going to be doing a lot of these shows here, and also come along to our networking meetings.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Well, Phil, how are you this afternoon?
I'm really, really well, really excited. I know that this has been a very difficult year for a lot of people, but I think if we're still, as we were mentioning and talking in 2020, that through the difficult times, one of the things we need to do is to build on community bases, and how to transfer your business from a physical place maybe onto an online, or at least incorporate more online activity and use that. Interesting enough here, as we were talking earlier, that Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn are now your offices. They're not the offices which used to be physical places, which you used to go into in the past. They're now more of a it's now more of a place online. This is how we start working. So this is now the new face of 2021, and how we can use these platforms to really enhance our business.
Definitely, Phil, the digital world is definitely upon us, and 2021 will become even more digital. And I think that in January, we begin giving people tips and ideas of how they can actually get a better visibility from their social media profiles.
Yeah. Sorry, our dog here wishes to interrupt as well. He's coming in. He wants to have a bit of networking. Anyway, right. But one of the things I was actually talking about before we went live here is that when we're actually writing in social media and people start to respond to us, because sometimes we're making fantastic videos, and people are going, wow, this is a great video. But what we're discussing here is interesting, is people leave comments there saying, fantastic video, where did you get this item from? Or tell us more about what you're doing. And sometimes the inevitable happens where you practice this great product, but then what we don't do is respond. And give people information, and give people that leading information to take them on to the next level, where you can build more of a following with people just by literally saying, if like someone says to you, hey, really like the show, just respond back to them and saying, thank you so much, really means a lot to us. Then it's interesting because it's interaction, and communication is one of the key ways of coming through 21. It's not necessarily face-to-face, it's how you're now responding on social media. So I think it's a vital thing. What do you think, Deborah?
I do. I think that it's really important to understand how effective social media really is, and how effective using Facebook can be, alongside Instagram, LinkedIn, and the other social media platforms. But I think this year my concentration really is getting to grips and understanding Facebook, because it is an amazing tool, actually, and if used effectively.
Exactly. That's the important part, effectively. How can we actually use the tools that we have at our fingertips, whether it's our phone or our laptop, to get visible?
And if we're going to do a live presentation, one of the biggest things to go and do with this is to rehearse it. Rehearse what you're going to say. Rehearse what you're going to talk about. So many people out there, they start off with something, then they get lost. And it's, as much as they're lovely people, they've got a great product, it just crash dives when they forget halfway through what it is they're going to say. And what I would say is one of the most important things I've seen with a lot of people doing lives is they miss out the vital, important information. And the other bit as well is to enjoy it. Don't be so serious. Show your personality. Show your smile. If you've got a dog and he wants to jump on your lap, don't push him away. Our dog's trying to jump on our lap. But it's all part of life, isn't it?
Right. Just to recap, that you can comment live on this live video, and please give permission to StreamYard to use your name on Facebook. We have someone who just said hi to us, hola. Do not know who it is because I can't see the name. Okay. But welcome, and welcome to all of you who are seeing us live. Please comment in the comments where you're seeing us from. I'm in Benidorm, Alicante area, Spain. Phil?
Well, I mean, we're both in Tierlada, which is about 40 minutes north of Benidorm, and a lovely location it is too. It's nice and sunny, but cold.
Bitterly cold.
It's chilly today. It's chilly.
It is.
And let's talk about the elevator pitches.
Oh, we love these. Don't we love these? Don't we love these?
Our favorite.
Okay, so just to give you some experiences that we've both seen, and it's interesting how this works, is that we've been to one particular place was a football club, football stadium we went to, and we did a fair there, a business exhibition fair, and some marvelous people there. And one particular stand there had candles, absolutely beautiful candles, beautiful smelling candles. They're all homemade, amazing. And we said to these people, first of all, let's take a photograph. You'll stand there. Great, but I don't want to be in it. So
Right.
I think, why don't you want to be in it? Oh, no. I don't like me being in photographs. Okay, so what about if you talk about it? No, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, why do you want to talk about it? Well, no, they should just sort of sell themselves. If people want the candle. And this is where it all goes wrong. This is where it all goes wrong here. Because if you see a lot of products on Facebook, social media, they put in so much effort now into long-term advertising, and it's almost like a pizza. And I'd say, look at it, it's like a pizza. And the different segments are the way they're approaching this particular product. So they're not just saying it's good for you. It's also it's great for you. It's lively. What will other people think if you have this product? And how's this going to make a difference to your life? And all the different pizza segments are giving this information, which is why I think how we come across to people is important. And this particular lady, what we had to do in the end was we had to go and grab her candles, light them up, and walk around this stadium with the candles saying, have a smell of this. What do you think? What do you think? Oh my goodness, where's that from? I said, that's a stall up there. And these people were watching us going, oh my God, we didn't know. I said, you just need to go and communicate with people. You need to go and show people what they're doing. And it's interesting because a lot of successful people, especially if they've got a stand at an exhibition, a lot of successful people will not stand behind the stand. They'll stand in front of it.
In front, exactly.
Because it's the personality that's going to shine. Your product's quite interesting. It's great whether you got candle, you got perfume, anything. Hi guys, good morning. Try this on you. See what you think. Rather than just exhibiting what you're doing. It's exactly the same as social media. You can have this great idea, great cake, great bunch of flowers. You can have great picture frames up there, whatever they are. You can have whatever it is, fantastic. But if you're not talking about it, engaging with people, then people are not really, unless they actually want a picture frame or they actually want a bunch of flowers, they're not going to engage with you. You're going to lose people completely. It's so important that we communicate. And our elevator pitch, one of the things I say to it, especially if you're in an audience, you're talking to a group of people in an audience. I know we're limited in numbers nowadays, but when you do, look around the room and engage with everyone. Look around, so you're engaging with the people to the right, to the left, to the center. Engage with all of them like you're looking at them, like you're including them in your pitch. Same with social media. Sometimes as well, when you're doing a talk on social media, increase and bring down your pitch. Raise up your pitch. Do not go monotone. Don't go monotone. Make sure you've got a nice background. Make sure it could be, even if you're going for a walk in the woods, you're going to walk by the seaside, you go walk in the countryside. That's great. What a lovely natural background you can use. And be careful of wind. Be careful of atmospheric wind. But just be careful. See, it's interesting, isn't it? This is how people get the wrong end of terminology when you say something like this. But I think it's important, though. Be careful of wind noise where you are. If it's too windy, people are going to say, can't hear you, I'm switching off.
Well, you just got new mics that have worked very well, and you're enjoying them.
Absolutely. I was at least 30 meters away with a camera with a receiver of a microphone, whilst the speaker had a clip-on microphone with them, and it was transmitting Bluetooth, and a camera picked it up, and it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And even the speaker had another microphone that went through a speaker so they could be heard by the audience whilst we recorded on a camera, and you couldn't hear echo or anything. And it was fantastic. And these things are not super expensive nowadays. You just need to get out there and have a look at them. But a lot of these products now are actually being advertised on Facebook and Instagram. And to go and look at these things, they're worth it.
Definitely, especially now that more people are going to be online.
Yes.
Just looking at the comments, Helen Grady says hi. Katrina Maria says hello.
Hello.
And
hello, Tina. Merry, happy Christmas. We've gone past that, but happy belated Christmas and Boxing Day and all that festive stuff.
Happy New Year.
And a happy New Year.
And all that festive stuff, exactly. And what would we recommend to people as we start 2021?
What would you like to say? As we start 2021, what would you like? So,
yeah, I think Mila put up a really relevant point in the Cafe Networking group to look at your profile. Does it match your business? Does it help people to understand who you are? Does it direct them to your business? Your business is your passion. You've invested in your business all these years, or maybe it's a new business. And you should be able to direct people straight away to where they need to go. So, for example, one of the world's worst, but I have recently updated my personal profile, and it should direct you to Cafe Clairvoyance, Cafe Networking, and my own private group, Spiritual Whispers. So I think that's my small bit of advice for how to get started.
So make sure, that's interesting you say that, because as much as the person there who's building their website, they're the experts. You're the expert. You know exactly what it is you're doing. But someone who comes on your page is not the expert. So everything has to be very much in layman's terms, in easy terminology for people to understand and to get the links and to understand how it works. And I think it's tiring at times, but you actually need someone else to look at your page to say, look, I know about my business, but I want to get people's opinion who's come onto my page, doesn't know about my business. Would they understand this page? And it's important to do that. So, because then you're going to engage, and then you're going to respond with people. And I think as well is having content on there where people would like to talk with you. Or there's something on there that makes them want to ask you a question. And also one of the things I learned here, especially when I was doing hypnotherapy and psychotherapy, is a very, very successful businessman. He became a hypnotherapy trainer after giving up a very, very, very highly paid job. I mean, very high in industry to go and do hypnosis. And he was giving me one of the tips there. He said, if someone writes to you, someone asks you a question, do everything possible to get back to them within 2 hours. Do not delay. Do not delay. It's so important. Even if you're on holiday, even if you're on the train, if you're on the bus, I'll get back to them later. No. Even if it's like, thank you so much for your message. I can't give you a date right now. Can't give you an appointment time. But as soon as I get back to my diary, I'll be straight back to you. Thank you so much for your query. Whatever it is.
Excellent.
Yes.
Definitely. Great tip. And talking about personal profiles, like Deborah was saying, most people do not realize that their personal profile is where people are first going to get to know them. And from there, you take them to your business page. So our personal profile is like the entrance to our house. It's where people are going to find out that we are business people. And from there, the links to the relevant pages and websites where we want to take people to know our business.
I think as well is to have a lot of pictures on there. Pictures, people like pictures, so it relates to the business you're doing. Also, your content on there doesn't need to be too wordy. Too many words. It's just the layman's terms there. We put too much gumph terminology or blur on there. And blah, blah, we're all going blah, 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 talking about business, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. People just go, okay, I'm lost. It's lost. They just need to know the relevant specific information, you could do that through a conversation with a cup of tea, talking to them on social media. What a great
Exactly.
way. What having to write to people, say, let's do this and let's do that, let's do this and let's do that. Get onto them. Yeah, sure, I can chat now. Let's have a chat now and just see what we can pencil in. And then they can ask all the questions. Then you could do your blah blah bit. If you
And ask me for more details.
Yes.
Most people don't know, or share. If you found this interesting, please feel free to share it. All those little catchphrases so that people who come onto their profile know what to do. That
Yes.
helps.
Yeah.
And recommendations. Now, remember when we started this of networking, we decided that it was important that recommendations between all types of businesses is important. Now,
Yes.
do you want to remind us why?
Why it's always yes, Deborah, what do you think?
I'm going to leave you to answer that one, because a big point I would like to make actually is, whilst all these social media platforms are free, this is the time
For the time
to take
being.
advantage of them. Yes, whilst they are free.
Whilst they're free, yes,
Yeah,
I think it's
this is the time.
Yes, a very big tip to do that. I also think here as well is to be as creative as possible. Bring as much creativity as you can. If you bring out creativity, I think here that we always say here, oh, those people are dreamers and all they do is just dream about what they're going to do. But for everything that we've got in our lives, whether it's your computer, whether it's the chair you're sat on, whether it's the jumper you're wearing, they all came from dreams that came into ideas that then come into reality. So no, if you've got a dream, don't lose it. Hold on to it and build upon it. And it's great when you slowly bring a dream into a reality and it starts to work for you.
Being creative.
Yeah.
And what we were saying about recommendations, I mean, anybody can recommend something. So why don't we recommend between ourselves? If we've used a certain product, a certain service, if we've liked a certain blog post, recommend it, because not only are you helping that other person, but that other person is going to be interested in what you do, and they will also be reciprocal and recommend you.
Now, that's so important, Mina, because a lot of my work that comes through to me is not through direct customers, it's not through direct clients. A lot of work I get is through referral. Oh, someone else said this to me, so I'm interested and I'd like to find out what it is you do. So it works that way. I would say about at least 70%, and that's a high figure, very high figure. But a lot of people say to me here, my friend saw you, or I heard of, or my friend went to a meeting or one of your networking meetings. I was really interested. Can you tell me a little bit more about this? And that's the way it works nowadays. It's like the triangle effect. You've got the person that you meet first of all. You connect here, and that person connects with someone down here, and that person then comes straight across to you. So it goes up in that triangle. And I think you connect with a person who, yes, oh, that's interesting. I'll tell my friend about that. Brilliant.
Exactly.
Because that friend will tell someone else. I know we used to say in the older days that we never used to like the pyramid effect because it was a sales strategy which was caused people a lot of problems. But regarding referring on to people, the pyramid effect is fantastic.
Essential.
It's brilliant to be able to get your name out there. And also here, with every client you have, they are your liquid gold, whether it's money, whatever you want to call it. But treat them so well. Treat them like they are the most important people in your life, because those people will go away and talk about you, I guarantee.
Exactly.
Even if it's someone, for me, who's come to me for therapy, a lot of people don't want to talk about their problems. But once a problem's been resolved, then they talk. I used to have this problem. Now I went to see a therapist. Now, do you know what? I feel so much better. They said, we didn't know you had that problem. I said, oh, no, I couldn't talk to anybody about it beforehand.
So true. Katrina was asking, Deborah, for your Spiritual Whispers group. I've just sent the link.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, lovely. Yes, yeah. I would also say to people about groups, and this is something that hopefully Mina's going to address in Cafe Networking. Think about why you want to join a group. Are you prepared to contribute in a group? Because otherwise, for the person who is running or hosting the group, it's very lonely to think that you're just talking really to a brick wall, because just pressing like isn't really engaging. It's not enough. You know, you've decided to join a group. You can participate, you can engage, and it's really nice for the person that is running the group to think that, oh, actually, you know, you are listening, you are there. So yeah, I would say that about groups. If you are going to join a group, why do you want to join a group? Can you contribute? Is it the sort of group you really want to be in? That's really important. Maybe you could put up a post or two. Maybe you could actually contact the admin of the group and say, oh, is there any way I can help? Or, you know, or even initiate a conversation, because after all, it is, being in a group is like having a cafe. And for us, we have a virtual cafe. And so, you know, at a cafe, you don't normally just sit there with a cup of coffee looking blankly at each other. Has been known, I suppose, yes. But not normally.
Yes.
You know, so you actually meet your friends, you chat, you talk, you gossip.
And you make friends.
Yeah, and you make friends.
And you make friends.
And I think Facebook groups actually are a really great way of making new virtual friends. They are virtual friends, let's be clear about this. But I think particularly through lockdown, it was important for people to have had some kind of outside contact communication. So for me, I think one of the big things I really want to find out about and relate to next year is groups. How can we make them more effective? How can we encourage people to engage and participate? And, you know, and have some fun. Really?
Exactly. But what I've liked, the comment that you have just shared, Deborah, that's important, is how often have we entered a group, checked who is the admin of the group, if there's one or a few. I mean, in the big groups, you know that there are lots of admins. And when was the last time we actually sent a message and introduced ourselves? Because it's that little connection that, hi, my name is Mila. I am a social media strategist. Is there any way that I could help you in this group? Would you like me to do some free lives? Would you like me to share a PDF? All those little things help you get more visibility.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed as well, and I think it's a big thing about working within groups or even working whether it's cafe networking or cafe clairvoyance, is people will comment, and it's great, even when I respond to other people's comments on other pages, that it's great sometimes to refer to someone else's comments, not just the main comments, not just the main one, saying, what is it that you like about today? For instance, and you could put there, what I like about today is I've got some time to sit with some friends and gossip. Great. But then someone else underneath here could say here, hey, that's a great comment, because that's what we're doing too. Because then you're not just talking about the main comment, you're also reacting with the people who are viewing. That's the cafe style. So it's like sitting, you go into a cafe, there's the person who's behind the bar there, who's, or the till, and they're actually serving you coffee. That could be the admin person saying, hi, come in, grab a coffee, grab a tea. There's a table, there's a seat over there, go and sit down. And you go sit down, but there's 5 people on the table. The thing here is with those 5 people, they're the people who respond to the admin. They're the people who responded to the comment that's just been made. So why not react with that table as well?
Awesome.
Yes, because I think then you start to build things with people, and groups become very entertaining, engaging, and people learn a great deal. And before you know it, you then say, hey, where are you from? Where are you from? Oh, we're from, I mean, Mila, you actually say to us, there's a group, there's a family of 10 people that sit down and watch some of the shows that we produce. And we didn't even know we were Puerto Rico, which is amazing, amazing. And you told us that, and saying, now we're going to make a fuss of them. We're going to make a big fuss. Hey, you lot over there in Puerto Rico are sitting down, all 10 of you, watching the show. We want to say a big hi to you from Spain.
And a big thank you.
Yes, a huge thank you. And also, but there it is again, it's the referral bit. You hear about this, you don't hear it directly, you hear it from someone else, which is how it works.
And that part of commenting, comment and respond to people. When someone says, I'm from this part of the world, and you're also, oh, I've got someone who lives in that part of the world as well. Oh, and so what do? It's connection. Social media doesn't have to be that cold, scary place. It's where you actually can build connections and create networks of people that you never thought you'd actually come and find. And I
Yes,
think that's the most important, that
yes.
virtual and offline work hand in hand.
They certainly
Definitely.
do. And people, yes, and then people start, the more and more friendships start building, more people start thinking, people get a bit more confidence about talking themselves. Because I imagine as you walk into a cafe and you don't know anyone at the table, you're then just going to say, hello. Oh, hello. How are you? I'm fine. Nice tea. Engaging a bit
And
more.
you're like, no.
Yes, would you like some cake? Yeah. Oh, look at the house. It's a strawberry chocolate one. And you've been to that cafe, haven't you, Mila?
Definitely. Well, you know me. I create friendships under a rock, my husband says.
Yes. Yes.
But that helps. I mean, I like getting to know people, finding out their experiences, their stories.
Yes.
Everybody has a story, and I think that's the important thing. And the groups that you know that I've created have always started out like, who are you? Who would you like to meet? Who would you like to get to know? And how can you help? It's always that part that's important. And Deborah knows that when I teach something, I always say, what do I say, Deborah?
Do it now, perfect it later.
Exactly.
Especially as I was the world's worst for trying to get everything right first time. Yes, so just do it. Post. You can always hit edit and alter it, and you can correct your spelling mistakes. But who's looking for perfection? Actually, I think everybody really now should be looking for connections.
Connections and being real.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And a little trick for those who are scared of doing lives is that actually in Facebook, you can do a live. You can do a live, record it only for yourself.
Yeah.
Try it and see how that live recording went. If you liked it, then you press share to public. Most people don't realize that.
Now,
So that means you learn while you're trying. If you don't like that video, well, you can just delete it. But if you do, then just change, switch it around and put it on public and it goes live.
And don't be disheartened if it takes about 10 takes to get it right. Because your first one there, you're probably all excited and you're okay. And then he goes, I missed out that bit I was supposed to talk about. And then you do it again, and then you think, oh my goodness, then it's something else. Yeah, totally agree with that statement, Debbie. Yeah, thanks, Helen. Yeah, see that there. Yeah.
Helen, you finally accepted the terms and agreements of StreamYard. Thank you.
I think as well with this, and I think it's a great thing to say that, is that it will take a little while. And one of the things here is don't be worried about shyness or making a fool of yourself or anything like this here, because your natural self will come over just perfectly. And one of the ways I like to describe this is a particular lady came to see me because she had a big shyness problem, and she used to blush terribly, really, really badly. And she'd go into a room of several people, sometimes at a party, sometimes a conference, sometimes a meeting, whatever it is. And she always felt that people were going to look at her. So she'd always just go, boom, completely red. And she used to hate it. She used to stick her head down, just make a beeline for the corner, sit down, and then compose herself, which took sometimes up to 10 minutes or so, and then could slowly get involved in the group. And I asked her, so how does that feel? She said, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. I said, well, what if you turn it around and just accepted that you blush? And she said, well, what do you mean? So I want to walk in a room going, oh, look at me, I'm going red. Look at me, I go red. Excuse me, whenever I walk into a room, people, love you people, look, I just go so red. And she said, what do you think is going to happen? And she said, oh, it'd be terrifying. I said, well, go and give it a go. She gave it a go. She came back. She said, here, that was incredible. I said, well, what happened? She said, I went into the room and as I went in there, she said, I said to them, oh, excuse me, everybody, whenever I look at people, I just go completely red when I've got an audience. But I said to her, what happened? She said, they all told me to come and sit down next to them.
See?
Yes.
I have a tip actually as well for going live.
Go on, then.
Do what I'm doing today. Crash somebody else's live video.
Whoa, fantastic. I love it. That's a great way to do it, isn't it? Crash someone else's to get the experience.
But it works like that. It works like that. I was about to say thank you, Deborah, for coming on our live. That
actually, I don't suppose people realise it, but this is my debut live video. So
it is fantastic.
You're usually in the background. You are our producer. You keep us too.
Yes. Deborah here loves to work behind the scenes, where you feel at your best behind the scenes, responding, relating, answering questions, putting up questions, and sorting out the media. But to actually have you here doing a live on a show is fantastic.
So in 2021, I'm coming out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to have more of a online presence.
Definitely, we shall be doing some interesting things. I think a Q&A would be good in cafe networking.
Yeah.
Yes, Mina and I have actually got a question about one of your live shows.
Have we?
No, I haven't. Mina and I have. Yes, Mina and I have. When you do a live show, can we come and gate crash one of yours?
We will.
About it.
You'll think about it. Don't worry.
That'd be brilliant.
I probably will be invited. I don't know about you, Phil. We shall see.
We'll have a great time. Yes.
It'll be nice.
Helen says, at last.
At last, yes.
That's my really dear friend Helen, and
but I really think that we should start Q&As, question and answers, and cafe networking, and we carry on with the interviews, which will be the last point before we've already been 30 minutes. My goodness, once we start, we don't stop.
And it just goes on and on and on.
We were talking about interviewing people, and that we will be creating a list of guest speakers, interviews, anybody who wants to be interviewed by us, by the Cafe Networking team. Please let us know. You have our messenger, and we shall put our emails. And I think it's important that people start getting more visible on social media and presenting their businesses the correct way, and remembering that it's not always having to pay for expensive ads on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Just doing these interviews gives you a visibility that you never thought, because people from my channel watch us, people from Phil's channel, from Deborah's channel watch us. And that's how you get more people to see you.
Absolutely. And I think that once you get this, people become more visible like this, people like to use this. It's fantastic. Delighted Deborah's finally in front of the camera. Way, hey.
I think that's Katrina.
Katrina. Fantastic, Katrina. Thank you very much. Brilliant comment there. Yes. We're actually starting cafe networking again as a physical meeting, a physical cafe networking meeting on the 22nd of January. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. is going to be at the Grand Sol Hotel, which is in Calpe. It's the top end of Grand Sol, because there's two Grand Sols. This is the smaller hotel, which is at the top end of Calpe, in the residential sort of area rather than the seafront. And we'll be putting up details on the site then. We also have a fantastic speaker on our first one, who's just confirmed. It's going to be Guillermo Ramirez Boncinos. She's the astrologer and psychologist to Cafe Clairvoyance on the Wednesday show. Absolutely lovely lady. And what we're actually going to do is film the key speakers and actually put their speech up onto Cafe Networking, either live or actually after the show, and people can see their key speech. And then of course we'll be asking everybody to do the elevator pitches to get their story across to people. And one of the things I really would like to say is, really points out, I think that why cafe networking works is because people already who come along to networking meetings are already networking, are already exchanging or doing businesses with each other. I've used some of the services of people come along. One of them was removals. Another one was
ready
to go. Another one was Cecilia Inns. She was the photographer. And there's other people there as well that we'll probably like to use. But other people are exchanging details, contacts, doing business with one another. And it's fantastic. Cafe networking works.
Definitely. And I shall be putting up later on today, if not tomorrow, a Google Doc where you can add your social media link and your business website so that we can create a directory of businesses and we get to know businesses from all over the world. We
Fantastic.
are global networking, and we want everybody to have the possibility of connecting anywhere in the world.
Brilliant. No, I think that's a major point there. And also some of the key worker speeches, there may not be someone in person. It may be something we've had to do a live recording somewhere else around the world because the timing isn't right. For instance, Australia at that time. No, actually, some of those are in the evening, but we get them on live and put them on a screen. And sometimes record it, sometimes say it's live. But this is what it's all about. It's getting social media out there, whether we are there in person or there on the screen.
And please feel free to share this cafe networking group to anybody who you think that could benefit from what we offer. And we love having new people to get to know.
And what's your favorite word with networking?
Oh, yeah. Sharing is caring. Yeah. Let's connect and create new business opportunities. But, from the heart, really, make it a bit more heart-based, a bit of friendship, in business goes a long way.
It does.
And, I definitely look forward to coming out of my comfort zone in 2021.
You made it. I mean, really, Deborah, every time that we have given you something to try out, you have done it, but running. So that's why you've been my best student up to now.
Oh, that's lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah, I just think that there's social media. You think to yourself, oh, I can't learn this or I can't do this. But it once you have someone show you the basics, which is what Mila does, and I think it's just an amazing way of connecting with people. Definitely. So I will say, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And
Happy New Year. I've got my coffee.
Okay.
May 2021 bring you many blessings.
Black tea. With a dipper.
Definitely. And we must remember that I met Phil actually at a networking event a year ago.
A year ago. It was a year ago. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, when I met Mila, it was instant. I thought, I want to work with you. I want to connect with you. And off we went. And Mila's going, oh, God. Really?
I remember you asked me, you said, so what do you do? And I said, social media strategist. And you're like, okay. And you were like trying to think, okay, how does that work with what I do? But then at the end of the day, we found a way to collaborate. And I think that's what many businesses have to think of. Yes. How can you collaborate with another business that is from a totally different niche from yours? There is always a possibility of working together.
If you need social media, Mila Z is the lady to see. Mila Z is the lady to see. She is.
And if you need motivation and a way to carry on, you have Phil and Deborah Griggs to get you there.
And if you need help with getting out of your comfort zone,
Deborah, definitely.
Deborah, she's doing it. She's doing it. Brilliant.
Helen, let's finish with Helen, who is saying, yes, collaboration is the answer.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Helen Grady, fabulous spiritual medium, often our guest medium on Cafe Clairvoyance, and a wonderful support to us as well.
Hugely.
So, yeah, a big thank you to Helen and to her absolutely fabulous husband, Kev.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Yes.
So,
Communication is the key to unlock the success. That's the key.
and to open up a world of possibilities. Right now, we're in the creative stage and anything is possible. We just have to be ready.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you so much to you all that are watching us. Thank you, Phil and Deborah.
Thank you.
We had a good laugh, a good afternoon, 40 minutes
We
of
did.
live.
We thought we'd come on for 10 minutes just to say thank you to everybody. And we've been on 40 minutes, so we enjoy it. Yeah.
And if anybody has a question or they want training in something specific, please let us know. That is what we are here for. That's what the Cafe Networking team is for. We definitely want to know what you want to learn, how you want to get your businesses seen out there, who do you want to meet, what do you need help in social media or in motivation, whatever it is, how to create your elevator pitch, let us know so that we can create that content for you and help you get to be more visible and more, would you say, Phil?
I think it's to get yourself more out there for people to ask you questions, want to get to know you more. They want to get, it's interesting here. It's not just about your products, it's about you. It's about building trust and building a relationship through communication is key, just as Katrina was saying. And I think that it's important. Once you start doing that, it's brilliant. I know so many people who, one particular lady, she was a very high-flying, which still is, high-flying salesman for a very prestigious German motor manufacturer, selling cars. Her clients used to rack up because they loved her. So she was selling cars like hot potatoes. And then she moved company to another German manufacturer. And then those clients, they didn't stay with the same manufacturer. They followed her to the new ones because they believe who she is, and they knew they're going to get good service. They knew that whatever she was going to do, they'll get looked after. So whoever your clients are on social media, though they're not there physically, look after them, nurture them, water them, make them feel that they're very important people.
Definitely. And once you're more confident, you will communicate even better. And once you communicate better, you'll have more confidence. So definitely it works hand in hand.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Phil and Deborah. Happy New Year.
So much. Thank you so much. You take care. Have a wonderful new year. And everybody out there, we wish you a wonderful, prosperous 2021 and stay safe.
Likewise to everybody else. And we will see you in 2021.
Take care.